What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Grindin' Jiu-Jitsu podcast. And today, episode 13, we have the Gonzalez twin. Is Zalez or Gonzalez?
Gonzalez.
Yes,
Gonzalez. It's the
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez twins, Justin and Brandon Gonzalez. Welcome to the pod, fellas.
What
Yeah,
up?
happy to be here.
Good. I just want to check to make sure my audio, I have the correct microphone going. Yes, I do. All right. Fantastic. Well, fellas, what's going on? For those who don't know, the Gonzalez twins are the twins that train out of Cogito, the home gym. I call them the killer twins because they are complete animals on the mats in their weight class, especially in their weight class. Gentlemen, welcome to the pod.
Yeah, here we are.
Here
You
we
know,
are. So listen, I know it's probably hard because I've never interviewed two people at once. But how was your journey of how did you guys start your journey into jiu-jitsu?
here you go first,
Uh,
man.
yeah, I'll start. So we have a long history with jiu-jitsu. We started back in around 2007, 2008ish. Um, so literally we were young. Our dad was like, I want to put both of you guys into something where you can kind of help with bullying kind of thing. Kind of I don't know, just kind of just help us in the long run. Be more confident, I guess. Help self-defense, that sort of thing. Even though we never really had problems with bullies or anything like that in school when we were young, they just wanted to put us in it just to kind of for
Just
us,
in case. Just in case.
Yeah. So we started under a Henzo Gracie gym around 2007, which I think was in like Tampa, if I remember correctly, Tampa or somewhere. Um, we did that for a little bit, maybe for a few months, and then we ended up transferring over to a Marcio Cruz gym.
Hey.
And we trained under Marcio for about God, I want to say like at least 7 years under Marcio, from like
Shit. Okay.
7 years old all the way up until around like 12, six or 12, 13ish, and then from there when we moved from Tampa here to the Orlando area. We went to the jungle for a little bit, maybe only like I want to say barely a year, and from
Okay.
there we decided jiu-jitsu's not for us anymore. We want to go play soccer, so we quit completely when we got into high school. So from about
How good were
seven,
you guys in soccer?
terrible, terrible, but we wanted to go do it.
Yeah, decided to pick it up.
Absolutely terrible, but we decided, okay, we want to go play soccer. No more jiu-jitsu at all, like zero. So we ended up getting two orange belts as kids.
Okay.
So solid orange. Actually, I'll show you. Hold on, I'll show you. We have a rack for it for all the belts.
Ah,
Well,
shit.
I made it, but Justin didn't make his.
I don't. My belts are in a box somewhere. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in the garage.
They're in the garage.
I'll
So
do
it's
it when I
just a
get to black belt.
long whole list of stuff. So just the two we have like I have three white belts, two white belts that we here as kids, a yellow with a white stripe, a yellow belt, a yellow or a orange with a white stripe, and then an orange belt. And then this is the blue or the white belt we got when we started again as adults, and then the blue belt obviously. And we're now
And
purple
where
belts
did you
now.
get your white belt and your blue belts from?
So we started again jiu-jitsu in 2019, November of 2019.
November. Okay.
And we started under Carlson Gracie Longwood, which was here. Shauna Ormsby and Joe Caballero, their gym in Carlson Gracie Longwood. They're now called Relic Jiu-Jitsu.
Relic. Okay.
At the time, it was Carlson Gracie Longwood.
Gotcha.
And
they're under Hinaldo Santos.
Yeah.
Eso. And then you guys found your way over to the
Cogito,
dark side. To the dark
Yes.
side.
Because we were doing primarily gi. So we started November of 2019, got our blue belts in January of 21, and then we joined Cogito in February of 22, and then just now getting our purple belts in June of 23.
Well deserved, by the way, because one thing that so I don't know if you guys got to see it, but me and Felix just had a podcast that just released
Yeah, I didn't get
today.
to watch it yet. Didn't get to watch it yet.
And you guys came up, and you guys are the shit. You guys really are. You guys are super hungry in jiu-jitsu, and you don't let your size uh determine how the roles go. Like, tell me where did that determination, especially like, you guys are usually the smallest guys in the gym. You guys are what, flyweight, bantamweight, or lightweight? What weight
Flyweight, I
class?
think. I
Flyweight,
think it's
yeah, which
flyweight. If it's the UFC
135,
standard, I think
140.
yeah.
135, 140. That's what I thought. I was like 135, 145. So, how does your role that was terrible. How is your mindset set up when going through roles with people who are totally outside of your weight class?
That's I think it started with starting under uh Hinaldo and in Carlson Gracie Longwood. I didn't like playing fucking guard. you know? I wanted to be on top. But I'll do it now sometimes, but for the most part, I want to be on top and I want to squish somebody even though
Yeah.
I'm not as big.
Yeah,
And Brand?
yeah. So they kind of taught us like the mindset of heavy pressure, tight grip, heavy pressure. You know, really trying to crush people, get on top always, and it's kind of been our mindset ever since just starting jujitsu again as adults. Just stay on top. I mean, sure, yeah, we do play guard. Leg locks. We had to learn that. Um, but for the most part, it's always stay on top and always just crush as best you can.
That's super sick. And I mean, if we bring it into the perspective of, every you just crush, you guys have been killing them on the competition scene. I know it's hard to find opponents
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
you guys, but there's one or two things. One, there's either people don't want to drop weight to get to you, and number two,
Mhm.
they're scared to go against you because they probably rolled with you before in the past, because you guys go hardcore. So I'm gonna be a spoiler, so you don't even I want you to watch the podcast with Felix, but you guys
Mhm.
can play mean jitsu. And you guys have to play mean jitsu, because you guys have to give yourselves an advantage some way or another, because if not, you're just gonna be on, well, a fat guy on top of you, and then it's like,
Yeah.
what the hell are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta get out one way or another. If you don't let me
Yeah.
out, I'm gonna make you let me out. And I
Yeah.
love that about you guys. I really do. Um, I was telling the story when we were rolling, and one of you's got me in a Kimura trap, and you put your shin across my throat, and I looked and I was like, if you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you. And you said, I don't give a fuck. I was like, yeah, that's the fuck I'm talking. And it's all love, by the way, all love. And you guys are absolutely ferocious on the mats. Like, so tell me, like, training with a brother. I hear stories about training with a brother, but training with a twin brother that you guys have been through thick and thin, how has that experience been, just having a training partner 24/7, 365?
Yeah, we did just before we came into here on the podcast, we wanted to do a 30-minute one round roll, and we ended up doing just 20 minutes because Brandon said he felt like throwing up.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think it's really helpful. Everybody always says that anybody who has a brother who's like the same age and size, doing like a similar sport or doing the same sport, they're always good. And I think it's true. It just gives us a huge advantage to test things and
Yeah,
experiment.
20. You can literally wake up 2 a.m. Yo,
Let's go train.
let's go train real quick. I just watched something. I need to see if it works. You know.
Yeah.
It's super sick. It's super. So you know how they say that twin have telepathy or telepathic, a little telepathic. Do you guys have any telepathic powers within each other when it comes to rolling?
Nah,
No, I
we,
wish.
we might think the same, but nah. Nah,
Okay.
I can't read his thoughts to know exactly what he's thinking. Maybe like nah, there's no way. It's just like maybe I can like predict what he's gonna do because we've done it with each other kind of thing, but never like I'm telling you, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you do this move in your head, so go do it out there. There's nothing like that.
So like out of you two, they always say one has the only way to tell you guys apart is personality wise. One may be more aggressive or one has a birthmark on their face. Like how do you think, like in the jiu-jitsu, what makes your games different?
I know I love to go for the Ezekiel way more than Brandon.
Yeah,
Just
Justin does that more. He does the Ezekiel more than I do.
I love to throw it out from anywhere. From either when I'm on bottom, when somebody has a mount on me, I still like to throw it out.
Of
Like
course.
instead of doing like a buggy choke, I like to just go for an Ezekiel. Then most modern jitsu used to be like the buggy choke and throw it out from side control. I'd much
Fuck
rather
yeah.
do like the Ezekiel.
So who
I
do you yo, go ahead, Brad.
I'd say I probably play more leg locks than Justin does. I definitely play more leg locks than Justin does. Um, I think our top game is pretty similar. Except for maybe I won't go for the Ezekiel as much as Justin does, obviously. Ezekiel's definitely the submission that Justin's picking up and running with. I mean, considering he's done so well within a competition, he's won like 3 fights in a row. Ezekiel, so I mean, you know, I haven't gotten it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sick. And it's like totally opposites of the spectrum. Ezekiel is top of the body, and then one plays a little bit more legs. Like they rather play the legs and probably get an estema, or it's that's wild. Like I was really under the impression that you guys would have like almost identical similar games, but it's like no, like you guys are actually, who is more aggressive between the two?
Mm, I think it depends on the day. If you feel like it,
I'm gonna say that it depends on the day, because like sometimes will like sandbag really hard, and especially in like open mat, I'll just like we'll go to Sunday open mat, and maybe I'll get like back to back of like 3, 4, 5 rolls, and then I'll sit out for like 2. And then other days will be like nonstop every single round unbroken. But again, it just depends on the day when we're really feeling it.
As in, who's more aggressive between the two of you? Who has more of a uh how should I say, who has a shorter fuse?
mm,
Yeah, both have the same
I
fucking.
I want
And
to for jiu-jitsu, I
I'm gonna
feel
say
like it's the
Justin.
same.
I'm gonna say Justin.
Maybe for jiu-jitsu it might be me, but if it comes to like, well, so what do you mean by shorter fuse? Like who gets like just explodes more? I
Temper.
guess.
Explodes faster, like in a roll. You're like, I'm you know what, that's it, like that's
Yeah.
it. I'm
I think it'd probably be me sometimes.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Sometimes at least recently I've been trying to go for like fucking flying arm bars on higher level belts.
See, you just told
Trying.
me. I'm gonna keep an eye out. I'm gonna keep an eye out.
I love doing it from like standing and like having a wizard and going for a flying armbar or triangle.
So you know what? So I made this podcast on the highs and the lows of jiu-jitsu in the eyes of a competitor, and you guys are absolutely competitors. You guys are on the submission grappling series almost every single time that you're able to find an opponent. Um, to go in, get on the competition stage, and just show out, whether win, lose, or draw. You guys are on to the next one, which is absolutely fire. Um, what are your highs in jiu-jitsu?
Well, I
Like
would say
high.
maybe.
It can be whatever you feel like the highest point, your favorite thing so far in your jiu-jitsu career.
Can it be something that hasn't happened
Man,
yet?
Yeah,
I want to
whatever.
say I want to say 80, when we do ADCC in November. I really look forward to seeing how that's gonna go. That I think that will be the biggest tournament we've ever done as far as like publicity wise. So I really like to look forward to how that's gonna go.
I think for me, probably be every Sunday, looking forward to it and training, doing and being there every Sunday and just knowing it's gonna be fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. That's one of my like highlights, knowing that we survive an open mat of just pure monsters, from different gyms. And we learn almost every single day, and not for nothing, we get to play our game and see what our game does to other games in jiu-jitsu, even though since we go every Sunday, we kind of know how everybody rolls now.
Yeah,
you know
Yeah.
um so no, I get it.
Well, I
we
hold
do
on, I
get
got one question.
regulars.
I do have one question for you though. So like most of the jiu-jitsu schools out west, like the really big names, they always get like man, like 50, 60 people a class. Do you think that's what it takes to be like an ADCC champion? Do you think just because they have so many people to roll with, do you think that's what they need?
No. And you know who proved it? Pentago.
Hmm.
Daisy Fresh. They just had
Yeah,
a room of 30 guys, 25 guys, and
yeah,
it's 25 guys who just want it. It's all about who wants it in
yeah,
the gym. If you're surrounded by people who are absolute monsters, your jiu-jitsu is gonna progress. Like now, will your jiu-jitsu progress more if you had more monsters in a room? Probably. I'm not gonna
yeah,
say no, but on a daily basis, yes, I think on a daily basis, if your program has about 50 heads on the mats, yeah, you're gonna see a lot more jujitsu, and it's a lot more mat time for you. um
yeah,
in the aspects of, like, Kojito's a smaller gym, but our Sundays kind of change that, like. And I
yeah,
think that that's something that's so like special in a way, because we don't have a big gym, but it kind of becomes a big gym. And
yeah,
now, we're starting to get that little recognition, like, hey, that's the spot in fucking Orlando. Like, yeah, you got this one, but yo, that open mat up there, they're fucking going at it. So
yeah.
that's why I look. But yeah, it could be a gift. What do you think?
I think it helps a lot. I think yes, because every single video you see on YouTube on Flow Grappling, every single one, like they post like the day in the life. There's like every time they say they roll in the morning and it's like 60 people. Like you got a whole bunch of white belts, blue belts, purple, brown, and black. And then they train again. So they because they typically train in the morning and then they'll train again at night, and then maybe like a weightlifting session in between or some shit. So I think it helps a lot. Waking up at like 7 a.m., hitting the mats by 8, and you're training like 60 different people, like 5-minute rounds each. Like I think that's huge progress
I mean, but how many gyms are actually like that? Like, I know Ten Planet
in
San
Central.
Diego is like
Yeah,
super hard like that. I mean, I
yeah,
haven't really experienced that here in Florida.
yeah.
Um, I went to Orlando BJJ once, and it was a
They
pretty
get they
good
get big
showing.
people too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
like it
get
was
big
a pretty
classes
good
too.
showing. So I mean, I guess a little bit I have experienced it, but now you see like the B team guys, like their room
Hmm.
isn't like 75 people on the mats; it's probably just like 30.
30.
But
Yeah,
look
because
at
they
the
separate
high
it.
level; they're separated. But
They
look at the
separated.
high level. For only the high level guy, it's probably only 15. 15
Yeah,
high
50,
level
they have
guys,
like 15 to 20 guys.
and then everybody else is, learning, and they don't want them to get hurt, so you stay over there, we go over here. And I think, I think in time a gym starts to build their reputation, and once the reputation starts becoming something that
Pumping out some
people are,
winners.
yeah, pumping out some winners, starting to come out, then people start migrating to that spot because they want to achieve the same goal at the end of the day. So, like, you know what? I feel like if we can get two more guys. So I'm starting this year. I'm on a competing free frenzy. I'm trying to do the 7th of October, and then
Hmm.
if I do get that dub in New Breed, I am gonna do the 80cc open. Um, so like I'm starting to get the fire to compete. Like that, my last win really like got my confidence up. Where it's like, hey, you can do this, bro. Like, stop being
Yeah.
scared.
Do you? Do you still want to keep going down in weight for like the
Yeah,
open and stuff? Yeah.
yeah, I have to. So right now I'm in heavyweight. I used to be super heavy. So now I'm
Yeah.
222 and under, which is really good from where I
Really
was.
good, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so that's cool. So now it all depends on how much weight can I lose without losing my skill or the muscle that I've learned to train with all these years. Like
Yeah.
I'm 5'6", so I'm short. I
Hmm.
should be 160.
You're me and Justin's height, yeah. We're
Yeah,
only 5'6", 5'7",
I should
and we're
be
only 140.
closer. I should be closer to your guys' weight, and that's gonna almost be impossible with my muscle density from being big and
Yeah,
Yeah.
losing. The only thing that's gonna happen is my muscles shrink a little bit, but I'm always gonna have that like broad shoulder. So I don't think I will ever go under 170 body type wise. I
Yeah.
can't see myself. I can't see it.
Hmm.
so
The
I wanted to go back. Let me say, I wanted to go
Yeah,
back
you go.
on the getting the reputation for the gym and rolling with high level guys. One thing I'm really thankful for is the fact that Matt and Jason, they compete a lot and they're always at Cogito every Sunday. So I'm really thankful for having them come because they really help a lot with just with everybody's jujitsu in general. Because one, they're always pushing everybody. Two, they're not afraid to compete. I mean, both Jason and Matt are doing finishers only this weekend.
Yep.
Um, both of them are always getting after it. I'm really thankful having them as training partners because they really do a lot for everybody in the gym.
Yeah, no, 110%. And like I'm gonna even throw Sean in that
Yeah,
mix,
Sean
like
too.
when it comes to like just high level, like
Yeah,
they come in and that they mean business and they're not
yeah.
assholes, they're not bullies, but
Matt's a
well,
bully,
Matt
but
can Matt, Matt,
Matt's
Matt
a
could be
bully.
bully. Matt could be a bully.
Yes.
but but
Absolutely.
but he's doing it in a place of endearment, like
Yeah,
he's not doing it to be
he
a
wants to
bully.
help. He
He
wants to
wants
help.
to help you. It's like, hey, you're gonna meet somebody who's gonna play like this, so get used to it, assholes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
suck it up, stop crying, and freaking try to get the fuck out of this guillotine. So
yeah.
yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, not for nothing, just them, and not for nothing, just them associating themselves with Cogito does wonders for our gym in general. Because not for nothing, like, w- we're we're now our name carries weight now. Like, we're a smaller school, but they hear Cogito and they're like, "Oh, you're one of those guys." Okay, like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
You're in for a scrap, especially when it comes to you guys, because you guys are fucking wild. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. The yeah, for the competition side, I'm really looking forward to ADCC and just oh, I really want to win something, because uh at first we were coming to a decision with either doing the what was it 60 kilograms versus 65 kilograms.
Yep.
So yeah, we usually walk around 135 to 140. I didn't want to drop to being a maximum of 132 pounds. So I was like, fuck it, me and Brian will just be in the same division. If we go against each other, we go against each other. You
I
know?
Yeah.
think you guys go against each other. It's if they're gonna put you guys on one side of the bracket. They won't put
Hmm.
you guys on opposite sides. I think ADCC puts you guys on the same side of the bracket. You guys won't meet each other until second or third round.
Hmm.
It's a
I,
it's a
I guess what
must.
I guess it depends on how many people really do our bracket too, though.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, definitely. But they
I
they
hope there's
want
a
to
lot.
avoid closeout. They want to avoid
Yeah, avoid the
closeouts.
closeouts. Yeah, and it
At
says
the
in
end.
their rules no sandbagging with teammates, and then no closing out. You got to duke it out.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean,
No.
you guys are so good that I know if you guys are in the same division, you guys will meet each other. I
They
am.
said they said they'll ban you if you don't thug it out. They said they'll
Yeah,
give
Yeah,
you like a 1 year ban.
yeah.
Like it's insane.
Yep.
Like, I remember it happened to us in Naga one time, and we were just like, you know what, just give us both a gold medal. We'll just go home.
yeah,
Like there's no point.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But some places they're like, no, you guys are gonna fight for it, and it is what. Like, I can understand if it's a big prestigious tournament.
like
Yes, you guys
ADCC. Yeah,
like
yeah,
ADCC, yeah, you guys have to kill each other, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's no getting around it. But if it's a Naga, if it's a grappling industries, like, listen, guys, like, you guys aren't giving money. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah, we're
it, you
paying to
know,
be here.
we're paying to be here. So if we want to close out, we're the top two, no matter what. Give us both golds. Let us be on our way. But if it's
Yeah,
ADCC and there's a chance that you guys are gonna get sponsors, you guys are gonna, okay, fight to the
yeah,
death.
because I swear I heard this somewhere that if you win the Open, you'll get invited to a trials to go compete at a trials. I swear I thought I heard that somewhere.
I heard that. I did hear
Yeah, I
that.
can't say
That
for
you
sure.
you get an entrance into trials.
Yeah,
See, so that's why I don't know if I should do the adult or I do my executive.
Masters. Yeah, they
exact.
they
Yeah,
they
They
have
do
Masters
they
1 and
do
2, right?
no, um they do adult, executive, and then masters.
So what's the difference
hmm
between executive and Masters then?
Executive goes up to 39
Okay,
and then master starts at 40.
okay.
mm.
So I'm in the executive. So it's
Yeah,
like, do
when you go to trials, there is no there's no
Yeah,
masters or
right,
no,
executive.
that's what
nothing.
I'm saying. So do I test myself in the adult division and go against these young bucks who have
We're trying to
all the
kill you, dude.
energy in the
Yeah.
world, or do I stick with my executive where I should be for my age and see what happens? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a tough decision to make considering you're still gonna be paying to be there. You want to get the most out of your money. It's not
130
cheap.
down the drain first round,
Yeah,
because this one
yeah.
is one and done. It's not double elimination.
No, it's double
No, it's
elimination
double
for the
elimination.
open.
Yeah,
For the
okay,
open,
because
yeah. For
because
I
trials,
don't
I
know
it's
about
not.
trials.
Trials, no,
trials is
trials is
not,
not.
yeah,
It's one and done.
one and
One and
done.
done. That's it.
Man, no, I'm gonna I'm actually working on ADCC, so I gotta try to get off of work to actually do it. So, but if I do it, I'm gonna be excited just to see you guys go at it. So I those were your highs of jujitsu. What's your low? Did I ask what's your low of jujitsu?
No,
No.
you didn't ask Lowe's.
Not yet.
What is the low of jujitsu so far in your career?
Mm,
I'd say it's
yeah,
when
you go first, Brandon.
yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say
you
is
go
when
first.
we yeah, I'd say it was when we first before we made the switch to Kojito and we wanted to get more competitive. We were kind of in a place in our career where it's like I feel like we weren't doing all that well in competitions at the time. In competitions, I felt like we were complacent, I guess. Like we just felt, I don't know, like I felt like, and I knew we could do better. So that's kind of like it was kind of taking that leap of faith to go join Kojito because we were unsure at first because we've been with Relic Jiu Jitsu for quite some time up until that point. Um, we've been with them for almost 3 years, so or just about 3 years. So it was a really tough decision to leave them because we didn't leave on bad terms. We really liked them, everyone at the gym, as friends, people we got to train with fairly often. Um, so when we made the change to Kojito, it sucked at first, but we knew it was the right decision if it meant getting better at jiu-jitsu. So I say it was a low at first, but it led into a really good leap of faith for us.
Us. I like that. Justin?
So I remember the first time I did Jiu-Jitsu World League. It was I remember what year that was. It
It was
was
20. It was 20. It was 21 because you were a blue belt.
yeah, it was
It was changed.
2021. We just got our blue belts, and I remember walking into the competition because I did the gi and no gi. I remember walking in there, and then I had the first match. I'm sitting there like, yo, I feel like I don't even know how to pass somebody's guards. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? And I got like I lost everything. I didn't even get a medal. I didn't even get third place. I got like fourth place in the gi, and then uh in nogi I didn't even do the last match because I got straight ankled every single match, and I didn't tap to it. So my fucking knee was just destroyed by the time I got
Oh,
to the third place one. So I was like, I just gave the guy the match. I just left. I told him I'm not gonna do it. My knee hurts too much. And because the guy was a white belt, he was in the blue belt division. And I was like, I'll just give it to him. I don't even care. And I just remember going home and just being like, wow, what am I doing? Like I didn't know what the I didn't I felt like this was right before the time where we started showing up to Kajito open mat on Sundays. This was a little, so like probably like a month after that, we started showing up, and I feel like it just got so much better training at Kajito on that one Sunday we did the whole time for the year at Relic. So we just was like, this I can't be here anymore. I need to get out and get better because I was so angry that I just lost all those matches. I feel like I should have done better in, but I straight up I feel like I didn't know what the hell I was doing in the competition.
Man, that
I
that
was probably
actually
the
makes me
lowest.
feel, rather good, and shout outs to Relic for, molding you to where you were at that time to now being where you are. But just putting it into the perspective of you guys felt what I felt when I first moved to Orlando, when as soon as I hit that first open mat at Cogito at the one in Castleberry, like I knew
Hmm.
like this is the spot. Like this is where I gotta try to go,
Yeah,
And it's crazy how other people could feel the same because I feel it now. Like I really do. Sometimes I feel like, yo, like we're like two grapplers away, man. We're two grapplers away for really putting together a competition team where it's like, hey, we can actually go in and start making some fucking noise. And even our white belt, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong. I think
mm,
the white belts, they're still wet behind the ears, but I think they can do it. And they just don't know that they can yet, you know? And I'm
yeah,
like, guys, you guys are going against people your same belt division. So don't let it intimidate you, you know?
yeah.
If I can get
What
over it, you can.
yeah, what I think is interesting is like maybe like it's completely outlandish, but it's more like coming from like a college team because we ran it in for Seminole State, and I just remember like doing like a roll call thing for showing up to so like maybe like one day a week, like on a Friday, we just get like all the higher level people, or at least all the people who want to train, and we just go out and train on like just like tomorrow night or some shit, so like you and like all the higher level people, Felix, Sean, like Nigel and any of the white belts, and we just come out and we just train. And I wonder if it's like if we do like a check just a checklist, like just once a week, where I would say maybe require everyone to be there just to get some good training in, just because we have a lot of competitions coming up.
You know what I fear also is that, like it's easy to quit at white belt and it's
Hmm.
easy to quit at blue belt. When you
Yeah,
get to purple, like there's no quitting no more. Like
yeah,
you don't
you're
have the
stuck.
urge. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
stuck. Unless you're like 55, 60 and you're like, I'm not really trying to go. It is what it is. But if you're young and you're a white belt, it's easy to quit because you're always on the bottom of the totem pole.
yeah,
Yeah,
And then
it's really
you're
easy to get discouraged.
Yeah, and you're on the bottom of the totem pole, and then you get your blue belt, and it's like, dog, I like that's it. Like they take the blue belt as the ultimate accomplishment, you know?
yeah.
And I'm like, no, like there's so much more than just that blue belt. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
there's so much for you to learn and to like really hold that blue belt with honor. I would say
Yeah,
even not honor, but just there's things that you need to know to solidify that blue belt that you still got
yeah,
to learn. And it's easy for white belts to get discouraged, and not for nothing. I mean, if you really think about it, you got if imagine a white belt, their first 5 rounds are the twins, me, Felix, and Sean, and
And Matt in the end.
Matt at the end
I
with Jason Valles, the last. Like, come the fuck on! Like, I would quit as a white
yeah,
belt. I would quit hands down.
yeah.
So that's why I kind of like to let them work a little bit.
Hmm.
Get it out of the system, start moving flow. But at the end of the day, I have to work on my shit too. So, hey, sometimes you gotta. I want you to get used to this ass whipping, right? Because it's gonna help you in the long run. Because if I keep
Yeah,
whipping your ass and now I can't whip your ass, that means nobody's gonna whip your ass on the outside.
yeah. I got this white belt and blue belt. I got my ass beat a lot, even now still. It still doesn't stop.
But I will say it's a little bit different for you guys because you guys are at literally the lowest weight class. You know, it's not like your technique is trash and you're getting smashed because you're bad at jiu-jitsu. You guys are getting it, if you do lose in a row, it's more of strength and weight. Because they say weight doesn't matter. You know,
It
strength
does.
doesn't matter in jiu-jitsu. It's technique. Bullshit. Like
That's a
have
lie.
it's a
Yo,
fucking lot.
you go against it's like I'm 135 and then I go against a purple belt who's like 185. It's just like do I just suck? Like what is
No,
like
and it's just
I don't stand a chance.
and the thing is, you guys do stand a chance, but it feels that way. You
Yeah.
know, it just
Yeah.
feels that way.
Even going against like a bigger like blue belt, dude, it sucks. I still don't like I always think to myself like when is it supposed to get easier? Like
Yeah.
like,
Wrist
like
lock. That's when it gets
when am I
easier.
supposed to
When
be
you
Yeah.
when am I supposed to be that high level guy that doesn't get squashed? Like it
yeah,
doesn't exist.
it's tough. It's tough, and it's tough to get there. And you know what? You're probably
Yeah.
not gonna get there until brown and black belt, where
Yeah.
because you know what I noticed. So like Keith Kokorian, when he was a blue, like well, I seen him at blue and I seen him at purple. One thing, when he was outweighed, he would invert under everybody. Like that was his thing. If you're gonna get a lot of weight on him, then he's gonna invert and make that weight go somewhere else. And that's all he played. And leg lock, leg lock, leg lock, leg lock, leg lock, leg. That was his point where he was like, I'm different now. I can leg lock
Yeah.
you from any position. And now those big people don't want to get close anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because he loved to especially in his last few matches, he loved to even play even up people in his weight class. He likes to play under people too. He loves to do that in some of
He's
his
not
recent matches.
scared. He's not
Yeah.
scared. That's why I love, like, not for nothing. He's coming up on October 1st. He's going for the who's number one.
Yeah.
Uh
WNO.
Hmm.
yeah, WNO, man. Like I'm excited for that. I'm gonna put that shit on my projector upstairs. I don't care if I have to buy the Flow Grappling the whole year just to watch it, unless you guys have it and we can log it in and we'll be good to go. Um,
Hmm.
but I
Gordon
want
Ryan
to,
I
actually
still have
makes
it
his
on my
return on
floor.
that card too.
yeah, versus
Uh, Patrick
Godoy
Gaudio.
Gaudio. Yeah.
or Gaudio. I thought it was
Yeah,
Godoy.
Gaudio. That's gonna be
Yeah,
a
that'll
pretty
be
good
good.
match, and not for nothing for Patrick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because it's like you already took an L. This is a biggest fight of your
Possibly.
life. Like are you gonna let him do what he wants, or are you gonna do something out of the box where not even Bushesha was able to beat Gordon,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
revenge. It's a revenge. Are you gonna
Bushesha
thing,
is
or are
good
you
too.
scared? Because I feel like nowadays they're afraid of losing to Gordon. But it's like, dude,
Yeah.
you seen Michael Jordan. Like, people lose to Michael Jordan, but you got to keep trying until you beat him.
Yeah.
That's
Because
it.
I mean, Gordon. Yeah, he tends to have a he tends to talk a lot of shit on social media, and I'm sure people don't want to be on the receiving end of that. Just getting a bunch of fans just flooding their Instagram page saying, "Hey, you fucking suck," just a whole bunch of like just toxic shit. But Gordon really wants to. He wants to put like last time he fought Gaudio was like 5 years ago. He said. I remember watching him in an interview. He said that he really wants to show the world that if if he fights someone that he hasn't fought since 5 years ago, he wants to show that he's that much better at progressing in jiu-jitsu compared to everybody else. That's what he said his point of the fight is. Obviously, on top of dodging Pena since the stomach issue started. But
Yeah.
and I hope we get to see that eventually.
Yeah, they need that rematch because I don't know, just him versus Pena with Leandro's passing,
Yeah.
and I really do, and not for nothing, even his Pena's bounce back performance against J Rod, um
Hmm.
not J Rod,
Nicky Rod.
Nicky Rod,
Yeah.
like he shows that he has it. You know what I mean? I want to see if Pena has the dog to go, bite for bite versus Gordon without a distraction on him, because I know he was distracted. Because I'll tell you right now, my best friend
Yeah, it
passes
happens.
away. my head ain't in the game, and no,
Yeah, it happened
I
like the
know.
night before.
Oh,
There's no way people want
he
to focus on the
he
match.
he would want me to do this for him. Listen, I'm gonna be in shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not competing to my full ability. I don't care. Like it's
yeah,
impossible. There's always gonna be at
yeah,
least 10% that's not all in the game, and that 10% could win or lose it for you.
yeah, yeah. There was no way he would focus on it, man. There was just so much to take in. Just just having that happen to you. There's
You
no
know,
way.
you know what, twins? I'm gonna I'm gonna ask you the question that I asked Felix yesterday that stumped him for a little minute, and that is, who's your favorite role at Cogito? Oni in house.
I mean, I'm gonna say Sean because I always feel like I learn the most with him. After every time I roll with Sean, I always feel like I learn something new. Or shit, even anytime I roll with Sean and I don't get submitted, I feel proud of that. Like even then, like that, it could be like simple like that. Like every time I roll with Sean, I don't get submitted. All right, a win is a win.
A win
I
is a
don't I don't
win.
have
You
to.
gotta take it.
Maybe I'll pass his guard like once that whole roll, or like maybe have like a single submission temp or two. But if as long as I don't get submitted, I'm happy with that.
Just
Yeah, I think for me it would probably be Sean too, because the what was it? The last time we went to jiu-jitsu was what was it, yesterday? I went for a flying armbar on Sean, and I got it deep, and he had to hitchhike out of it, like to the point where I could have done some damage, but it happened so fast, and he got out so fast. I was like, fuck, all right, well, it was worth the try, but I had it at least, and so I passed his guard once, so I feel like yeah, all right, I'm not. It feels like I'm not just going just doing twiddling my thumbs the whole time,
he's so
every
good.
time.
I passed his guard once and he got it back so fast. And I'm like, no, I worked so hard for this pass. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
it's gone. It's gone.
yeah.
So that was your favorite role. Who's your top three roles each? Go. Sean is your
Well,
one.
Sean's one.
And it doesn't have to be in order. Just, just for the Cogito.
I like rolling with Javi, the white belt Javi. He's fun to roll. I like rolling with him.
Yo, fucking Felix did the same shit.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna say for my last one, probably Big Dave. I
He
mean, I really
said
like.
the same shit.
No, actually, you know what? You know
That's
what?
crazy.
I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say Nigel when Nigel was actually coming a lot. I had a lot of fun rolling with Nigel too.
Okay.
And maybe because they're both young, like me and Justin are, Nigel and Javi. But when Nigel was coming a lot, and when he was really hustling to get his blue belt, especially, he was a lot of fun to roll with because if it felt like every single time we rolled with him, he was always giving it his all. Every
Yeah,
single time we roll with him.
that's lit. That's a good list.
I think
Just
uh I think for me it was probably uh Camila, the one who always goes to the 6 a.m. with your class.
Camilo. Yeah.
Camilo, yeah. Yeah, I liked rolling with him, and then probably I would say I think the gel too, when he was trying really hard to get his blue belt. I'd say for sure,
That's
because it
super
was
lit.
always. And then actually no, maybe Felix too, before he really hurt his knee too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say with Felix too. It was
Felix
always good
pulls
rolls.
shit out of his hat, dog.
Mm.
Yeah,
Felix is he's so good.
yeah,
I'm gonna drag him to the next competition.
yeah. He loves doing the reverse
Buggy,
triangles or the
yeah,
buggy.
reverse buggy,
Reverse
Yeah,
Sapo
buggy.
guard.
Sapo guard. Are you guys thinking about doing the new breed in Coral Springs, October 7th?
it's just far. It's a 4 hour
Yeah,
drive, isn't it?
No, it's two.
2? Oh no,
Two.
Coral Springs is closer. I keep thinking Coral Springs
It's
is
not.
near Fort
It's
Myers.
not. I'm sorry. It's not Coral Springs. It's
Port St. Lucie, right? That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Coral Springs, I'm thinking like Fort Myers area.
Yeah. I said it at first, and I was like, no, 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 and then I put in the correct address. So it is, yeah, Port St. Lucie. So it's about a 2-hour jaunt.
We're
So
When
thinking
is
about
that
it.
one? That
October
one's
7th. 2 weeks.
Ugh, depends.
He said,
Uh,
"Ugh." I'm
I
going
just
for the
we
new
I hate
breed
we've been
spending
belt.
money.
I'm going for the new breed belt. I promise. I said my goal for 2023 is to finally try and go for a belt. Like that was my goal. Get a few competitions and go for a belt. So I'm gonna go, and I already know that my opponent's a black belt, but I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna try
better than
my
not trying.
best.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try my best, and worst case scenario is I give him the role of his life. That's it. That's my only goal. So, and
Yeah,
then determine that will determine if I do the 80cc Open.
yeah.
I've
We're
rest.
think we're thinking about it, but not sure. We're just doing a lot of school. Um,
Just so cheap.
yeah, that too.
Because it's not cheap.
It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. Competing isn't cheap. But I did find out that if you hit up customer service and you tell them how far you're driving, sometimes they got some wiggle room.
Hmm.
That's nice to
FYI.
know.
FYI, they sometimes help the jiu-jitsu community. Not all the time, but sometimes. And Point St. Port St. Lucie might be it.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
know what I'm
far.
saying? Yeah, it is pretty far. It is pretty far. It is. But I just want to try. I just want to try. I want to see if I can get it, and I'm good to go. I'm good to go there. Um, what do you guys, if if for those who are watching jiu-jitsu and they're looking at the brothers right now, what are some tips that you would give somebody if they're thinking of trying jiu-jitsu for the first time?
It's a leap of faith, man. Um, a lot like we go to the UCF BJJ club at UCF, like once a week, every once in a while. It's free, open to you as long as you're a student. And you meet a lot of people who it's their first day of jiu-jitsu or it's their second day or their first week kind of thing. Um, and I usually tell them, like they always ask, like, what are some good tips? I tell them it's just show up more. Um, don't be afraid to fail. And if you want to take that first step as someone who's, maybe you like watch the UFC and you think, okay, maybe I want to try jiu-jitsu or something like that. Um, it's just getting that foot in the door is already miles ahead of somebody who won't ever try it. So it's like I said, it's a leap of faith. You want to try it. It's, it's yeah, you have to take that first step. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it other than saying it's want to do it, get up and go try it.
Justin, what's your tip?
I would say just show up, you know, because like you said, the white belt and blue belt are the most quitted belts like ever. Just show up, you know. It's because, dude, it sucks being at the bottom of the totem, but man, it gets better every day, and just knowing that it's just like it's like that joke where it's like nobody knows in here that I'm a weapon, you know.
I love
I
that
think
one.
it's I think it's funny, but
It's a
like
superpower. It's a
yeah,
superpower that they can obtain by just touching the mat every day.
yeah. I think what I tell a lot of the brand new white belts especially, it's just that don't be so afraid to be in a really bad position and go ape shit to have to get out of it. You know,
Teach them to
you know
spaz.
you're yeah, like you're okay, you're okay. It's not that bad. You know.
So before I go to our final question, I need to give a special shout out to the sponsor of this podcast, which is Pressure Pass Pressure Washing. If you're in the Orlando area and you need some pressure washing done into your facility or your home, please contact Pressure Washing at 407-773-1545. Mention this podcast and get the introductory rate. Now, I base this podcast, and with you guys, I think I already know where it's gonna go. But there's one question I want this podcast to really be known as. Have you ever called somebody out in jiu-jitsu and paid the ultimate price with an L?
No, at
Never.
this point, I haven't. Not
It
yet.
can be training partners and it could be your brother.
Hmm.
Yo, I want to say maybe with Matt. Sometimes recently, me and Brandon like to call Matt
Yeah, I
little
call
bro or
old
little
man.
bro or old man.
Old man.
Oh, he hates that one. I can see it
Yeah,
already. He hates that one.
I like going up to him every time we see him. Be like, yo, what's up, little bro? I think it's funny. But other than that, you just get our ass beat. Like we not like it makes a
He
difference.
beats my ass. I mean,
Yeah.
like when he turns it on, he's a force to be reckoned with, and I struggle. Like when he plays with me, I can put him in bad positions. When he's going 100, like I can fend fairly well, but after a while it's like he knows all the tricks that I don't. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's what really separates, like he knows how to win, and he's so fucking good, bro. He really is.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
so appreciative of everybody who I've crossed in jiu-jitsu gave me something, like, to be honest with you, you guys, what you guys give me? Like the tenacity that you can be, up your, be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to jiu-jitsu, because I always play the nice panda when I should be
Hmm.
playing as the black bear. I should
Yeah.
be fucking mauling and whatever, and there's a time and place for it. I should say there's a time and place for it, and in competition is, yo, let the bear out, and don't feel bad, because that's what it is. Being 300 pounds, 300 plus pounds, putting my weight on somebody didn't feel good for me. I felt bad. Like I was like, damn, like I'm really crushing people. But now at
Yeah.
this weight, it's like, hey, like I'm
It's
not that
doable.
big, so now it's doable. Maybe I can do this now and it's not
You're not a
OD. Like
total
I'm
asshole. Yeah, you're not an asshole.
I'm not total asshole. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'll still Ezekiel from anywhere too. I love that shit. I love That's my favorite. I'm with you,
Yeah.
Justin.
I'm working on it because I can't do it on anybody who's got a really small neck.
A small
Small neck.
neck?
Or no,
A
I
big
mean
neck.
like a big neck, but the distance from like their head to their shoulders is short. You know what I mean? Like so
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
so you know like that's when I like when they walk around like
yeah, yeah.
you know
Massive
what I
It's
mean?
traps.
Like
it's
I can't.
tough. It's tough.
It's really hard. I
It's so
can't do
tough.
it sometimes.
So FYI for those, so you know how most of the nowadays the Ezekiels, when you put the arm in the neck and you just come over the head and you grab your own forearm, you can't do it
Yeah.
with someone with no neck. It has to be the
Yeah.
full. It has to be the full rear naked
Wrap
choke.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be the full wraparound, because you're gonna need the cut. You need to cut it to actually finish it, and that's the hardest part about the Ezekiel. Knowing when this one is good and knowing when it's the full one. And it's hard with the full one because if they
Yeah.
have a big neck, if they're thick, they have a thick neck. There's not much space to get it all the way over and then hopefully get it deep enough
Yeah. When they
to
got
Grip
big
actually.
tap.
shoulders
Yeah.
and traps, it's hard.
Yeah, the traps. I'm starting. Yo, my traps are starting to look crazy, dog. Like it's like weightlifting has been a blessing. Truly, truly, truly. I know you guys actually hit the gym,
Yeah.
like a few times a week. You guys are super strong too. And
Yeah. We
it's
don't.
Usually
We
it's
don't.
usually we love what I love to do for a typical good day is we wake up, we go into our cold plunge in the morning, and then we would go to CrossFit after, and then train again jiu-jitsu at night. So
the
it's been
cold
like
We don't.
that
plunge.
for
The cold plunge. How do you think your body reacts to it so early in the morning? Like, do you really feel a big difference with it?
yeah. At first, because we did it for a month straight every day, Like as soon as we woke up, I rolled out of bed, went to pee, and then we just went straight out there and hopped in it and did 3 to 5 minutes every day. And
That's
I
all you
think
need.
it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
yeah, I would say 2 minutes. You can
there's a
get away
there's
with
a
it in two
there's a
minutes.
study that Andrew Huberman talked about on his podcast. Andrew Huberman's a neurologist, I believe. But he's a really esteemed doctor who does specifically things for like how your brain reacts to things like cold plunge. Um, his study that he talked about was that you only need minimum 11 minutes per week. So 11 minutes of cold plunge per week is
Please.
literally less than 2 minutes per day. So 7 days a week, 11 minutes per week. Um, that's literally like 2 minutes or less per day.
I
And
might have to start
that's the
trying.
minimum. That's the minimum. Uh, most people I see do 3 minutes a day for the whole day, and that's really it. But it varies person to person. But the cold plunge is it's really beneficial just for helping over in general for like inflammation and whatnot, and helping your body, I guess, recover.
Cope with the pain of jujitsu.
Yeah, but it's not and not even just jujitsu because like I said, we do CrossFit and we do a lot of weight training. And that weight training has definitely helped our jujitsu a lot, just becoming better overall, just better overall athletes. So it's just help like when I have something hurting or I just want to kind of maybe on a rest day, I just want to do it and then just like stretch or something like that, relax to let my body recover. But it's really helpful for just helping that. It's an extra like hand in recovery. I wish we had a sauna. That's something we definitely want to look forward to in the future to getting. Um, but
Bro,
a cold plunge is really nice.
don't sleep on the portable saunas, bro. I have the one that you sit in.
Yeah,
That joint works, bro. It helped me cut weight. I cut so after Friday last Friday's Cogito, I did a nice, it was about an hour and a half of rolling. I went home and I sat in I left Cogito at 226.5. Went, did the sauna, and I was already at 222. And
nice.
yeah, I was like, oh, I'm so ready. I weighed 1 pound under on weigh-in. So I was like, okay, like this is awesome.
Good.
Like I made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Twins, you guys are awesome. I'm so
Yes.
glad
Thanks.
that you guys did this, man. Like I was like, man, you know what would be cool to get the twins because I could. What's the best story before we end? What's the best story you guys, jiu-jitsu story you guys with each other?
Jitsu story.
Jiu-jitsu story with each other.
Dude, I think it's going to the UCF club and just absolutely destroying everybody. I think it's so much, dude. I don't know what it was, but last semester it was just so much fun showing up and just destroying everybody. I don't know what it is, just going with a whole bunch of white belts that are your age, but it makes it hilarious.
Yeah, because we would go. We went like usually went once a week after class every single week. We go together because we were both on campus at the same time.
Yeah, I think like
Um,
every Wednesday we would go.
we I don't know. We just not going in there just like white belts, but like we're just they're being not. I don't want to say we're not like being assholes because I sometimes we can I, like I said we do have mean jujitsu sometimes, like you said, but I don't we don't I'm not like I don't want to always be like that kind of thing.
I don't think you guys do it to lower belts. I don't remember seeing you guys do it to lower belts. You always do it to the belt, your belt,
Respected belt, yeah, higher.
or someone who's a little bit more on the strengthier side. Like, hey, like this guy is moving me a little bit too much, so we're gonna have to put a little bit more pressure and force them to make a mistake. And that's one thing I said to Felix. Like, I respect it, and there's a place for it, and not for nothing. You guys, it's more than not. You guys have to use it, or else you would never
Hmm.
get. You know how many times you guys almost caught me because you played mean jitsu? You know, at the end of the day, one of y'all
Yeah.
fucking probably armbarred me or triangled me. Like, it's because when you play that, I make mistakes, so it works. It fucking works.
Mhm.
The Gonzalez twins, man.
Yeah,
It's so fucking good to have you on the pod, and we'll definitely after ADCC we'll do an episode 2, and
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be great.
a part 2, and then we'll go play by play on your matches. Um Fellas, I appreciate y'all, man. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
We'll link up. We have to link up. Maybe we'll watch Who's Number One together.
Yeah. You got Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it on Discord. We can stream it and watch it.
Say no more. I might
Yeah,
have to
perfect.
get that. Well, you guys are probably a little bit more technology literate, so I'll let you guys set
It's
it
it's
up.
super easy. It's super easy.
All right, we'll talk. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Gonzalez twins, I
All right.
appreciate you. And here comes the outro. Thank you for joining the Grinder Jiu Jitsu podcast, episode number 13, with the Gonzalez brothers, the Jiu Jitsu twins out of Orlando, Florida. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, share, help our community out, and try to help this podcast go and hear amazing stories just like you heard today with the Gonzalez brothers. I appreciate everybody, and keep doing jujitsu. Oh, stay on the line. And we